Mr. Rogers and Sesame Street in the 80s, Arthur and the Magic School Bus in the 90s, and Curious George and Clifford the Big Red Dog in the 2000s. It wasn't much better than sluggishly getting out of bed on a Monday morning, quickly putting on your SpongeBob and Patrick shirt and your Lego Star Wars hat, and going straight to turn on your kinda flat television. I would sit there right until my parents were practically forcing me out the door, because unfortunately, a kid has to reckon with the impending doom that is the responsibility of an adult. And about 13 years later, I still find myself being that kid in creative dreamland, kicking back, maybe creating some of it, until corporate America pops your bubble. But even as a kid, the thing that bridged that gap was children's books. They were a precursor to the college textbook as I see it now, and their purpose was to ignite the bright imagination of young kids, an underrated asset in this economy. I want to relive my experience with children's fiction books, to go on a nostalgic run into a past I believe to be the greatest time in children's media. I want to understand why I still come back to their silent influence and grace, and perhaps evaluate where this art form is going in the future. You're watching Along the Way. The public library. The one environment untouched by the bondage of brain rot media. Almost. For a kid in a lower middle class family in the Arizona summers, the library felt like home. My school one was better, but I'm not allowed in a 20-mile radius of that place. Not by law, but by choice. Anyway, if I wasn't throwing around the pigskin in the local park, I was grabbing a book and reading. Anything that interested the eye, when in a state of that pure boredom. This activity definitely did the trick.
So I used to love these history ones, just because people are interesting, and I know how to go through life, so I think people's journeys were pretty cool. So I don't really know who Shirley Chisholm is, so we'll read that one. Again, I'm just a man of illustration, and this is where you find, I think, the best illustration. So we'll pick up one of these. In this section, we have the kind of mid-length, like these are kind of the teen books. And we're not going to read those today, but I'll mention them. They're kind of important. They're important because this one you kind of start reading for real. Percy Jackson for me, and Harry Potter were the two. Hunger Games as well. Okay, in this part it was kind of hard to talk, but I was talking about how these teen books why were they low-key a status symbol? Like, it was like carrying around this real thick book in elementary just made you cooler. And I remember at first, this was like the first time I was LARPing, because I could not and didn't have an interest in reading Harry Potter, but I had it. Anyway, I eventually did, but in honor of that, we got a Harry Potter book right here. Harry Potter Exploring Diagon Alley. Look at the vibrantness of this. One of the most glaring things in a library is the richness of hand-drawn artistry. It was whatever a kid wanted. Apples and caterpillars, cats and footballs, elections and trees. That was the wonder emporium of ideas and workmanship that gave me love for the blank canvas of words and images. I don't know where to start. Let's start with a classic, Pete the Cat. Pete the Cat falling for autumn. Look at those guys. Very cute. It is the first day of fall, and Pete the Cat is feeling blue. I like summer better, he says. In summer, I can swim and surf and play at the beach. Maybe you just need to remind yourself of all the things you love about autumn, Mom suggests. Pete says. I'll try. The first observation I drawed was that children's books are a great primer for knowledge. One of the biggest things that children are sponges for knowledge, and the ability that they can have to take a
very simple story, and that be the beginning to their understanding of a certain topic or certain thing, is why these children's books are so great for them. Like book 2 and number 3 were educational books, like the election one that I'm reading right here. And the greatest thing about this book was that there was even information I didn't know as an older adult that is simple, yet you can miss, that if a younger child knew, it is the beginning to a greater cloud of knowledge and analysis that is in our adult life.
Just so inspiring how she had so much things in her way, but she was so determined by the voice inside her and what she had to do. So I think that's a universal theme. Love it. Next one.
And kind of as I've already stated, younger people are more susceptible to inspiring stories. And that's why I think it's a very great activity, because your kids need to be inspired to do good at something. A memory that I definitely cherish is watching this episode of Mr. Rogers, and it was with this very famous cellist. And I really like it because I looked up to this guy just because he was so good at what he did, and he also loved it as well, which I think is at the core of these books. Is, it's quite daring to make a children's book, and I think the values of these books definitely reflect that. Interesting, right? So this environment, in contrast with what I hear people talk about on TikTok, especially teachers, is our generation cooked? Well, I think parents need to have a more active role in showing them. We need more guidance because there's more distractions. I read a ton of books, and the only thing I can really get from it is that creativity prevails, and that good prevails, and doing those things together, the thing that makes you love and makes you have a sandbox, that, and mixing that with doing good, that might be it, guys. That might be purpose.
Okay. Last one finished.
And as I was finishing up, I couldn't help but get a little sad. Sad that there are perhaps dozens of young children that will never see this treatment in their childhood. Of thousands of authors using their blood, sweat, and tears and funneling it into the betterment of young children through children's books. It made me happy when I saw every young family and every single child, every single one happily playing their books. That play, I tell you, I think that's what nourishes everything you do and everything your child does. It will help them see good and beauty all around them. It will help them contribute to these ideals. Not just take everything for granted. Every inspired person, it started when they were young. That's where it started. So that beginning, it's essential to the foundation. That's what these books represent. Finally, I'm done with this video. Shit. Gotta go back to actually doing the shit I need to do in my life. Damn. Do like children's books though. But fuck. Gotta let it out.